4K friends, this is Mrs. Burns, your art teacher. And for this week's lesson, I had you watch and read the read out loud of the book called Henri's Scissors. And Henri Matisse was a very famous artist who enjoyed painting, and he also enjoyed cutting out large, kind of wackier, organic shapes with his scissors. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to exercise our hands, and we're going to continue practicing and cutting out with scissors. So you're going to have this worksheet, and you're going to have a pair of scissors. And what we're going to do first is we're going to split these four shapes onto four different pieces, section off on four different pieces of paper. So first thing I'm going to have you do is you're just going to cut on the white space in between these four colorful shapes. So I'm just going to go right in between and make sure that you're cutting away from your body and your thumbs are on top. Notice you can see both of my thumbs right here, right on top. And then I'm going to have you go ahead and split this paper in half, cutting on the white space, so it looks like that. And then you're going to go ahead and split this paper into two pieces, cutting on the white space. All right, so now we have four separate pieces of paper. Each has a organic shape on top. So we're going to save this one. I'm going to set this one off to the side, and I'll set them all off to the side. We're going to start with this purple shape right here. It kind of looks like a heart. So again, you're cutting away from your body. Your thumb is in the small hole on top, and when you're holding your paper, you should see your thumbs. They should be on top. So this hand that's holding the paper is very important. It's just as important as the hand that's holding the scissors. It does a lot of the work. So when you're cutting, I want you to concentrate on cutting with the back of your blade of your scissors. So let's watch first. I'm going to cut on the black line. And I'm turning my paper around. Notice how my scissors are just staying forward. The blade is pointing away from my body. Turning this paper around, trying my best to stay on that black line. Using back of my blade. All right. Okay, I'm going to have you go ahead and cut out that shape. And then anytime we have extra scrap paper, we just set it off to the side. We'll clean it up later. You could put your shapes in a different pile. The next shape I want you to practice cutting is this yellow one. Kind of looks like a star a little bit. So the trick to this one, because all of these lines right here, we call these zigzag lines. It's a little trickier, but I want you to try it the way I show you. So watch first, okay? First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut around and just cut off some of the extra. All I am doing is just kind of lining up to the points. So these points right here, I'm just cutting off this extra paper. And again, just going around, kind of making a circle, just like what we did with that purple scissors. So it looks something like this. I'm going to take that scrap and put it off to the side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to line up our scissors so that the tip of our scissors go right to that inward point. And you're going to crunch all the way down. And then you're going to move your paper and do it on the other side and go all the way to that point. So you should, for the most part, kind of get that little triangle shape cut out. So we're going to do that with each little section. So lining up the tip of your scissors, crunching all the way down, crunch. You got to make sure. Sometimes if you just dug that little part right there. So lining up the tip of your scissors. Oops. I'm going to go back and try to cut out the rest of that white space. There we go. I don't want to see any white space. All right. I'm going to trim that little tiny bit right there. Okay, that's how I want you to try cutting out this funky shape. All these little scraps I'm going to put in a pile on my desk. We'll clean those up later. And then last, if you have some time, I want you to try this one. Okay, this one's kind of a smaller version of this one right here, this blue one. So again, it's a little tricky because these curves are a little tight, so watch me carefully. I'm gonna start on this big curve right here. It's kind of like a circle. That's gonna be easy for you. Just going around, staying on the black line. Moving your paper around, your thumbs are on top. Now again, when you get into those tight areas, it's really important to use the back of your scissors, back of your blade, I should say. Just want to get that back up. Now I'm going in there. And now I'm going to use this hand and I'm going to move it, kind of like a tight curve, slow, go slow, move it. Cut out that section, carefully going, got stuck in there. Sometimes that happens. Carefully going around. And then using the back of that blade. And going back around. All right, that's a funky shape. Okay. So that is all I'm going to demonstrate. Kind of the same idea for this one, but I think we're going to run out of time. But if you do have some extra time and you want to challenge yourself, go ahead and try this pink blobby kind of shape. Just remember when you're cutting to use the back of your blades and use this hand going around and around. All right, have fun, friends, and yeah, I'll check in and see how you did for next week. We're going to keep exercising our hands and using those scissors and that glue bottle, and more coloring soon to come. Bye.